Sorry about that, Brooke. I hope you can pop back on. I don't even know how long it was off over at Mom's before I realized it had shut itself off again. We're home now though, as you can see behind me. We got in the door, so hopefully you can pop back on. If not, it's okay. I understand. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be on anyway, because the festivities are done for the day. Thanks for helping by, picking out who got to do their presents. I felt like it'd be a nice way to help you feel included. I thought you were going to turn music on. Oh, it almost died. Oh, put the other one up. The big one. It should be okay. We haven't used it. The battery should be okay on it. Just turn it on, put it on the table. Chris found a little ceramic tree that he had gotten for us a long time ago that also lit up. I completely forgot we even had that one. So he's going to turn on the big one and set it on or the bigger one rather, and set it on the coffee table. There it goes. It's a cute one. It's a nice tabletop one. So even if you can't pop on, Brooke, it's okay. Just watch it whenever you can later. But get this. He's not going to stay, not unless you could prop him up. You could prop him up against it, maybe in the front or something. His little green bear that I got him a long time ago. So Carl, felt like he
in the hospital for my lung.
Yeah, I know. And that was literally the only green bear they had there. And it said, get well soon. And I was like, he likes green. So I grabbed him for you. But, Carl, he texted and said that he felt forgotten on my phone. And I said, nobody's forgotten you. I said, everybody says hi. I said, I'm doing a live stream right now. Brooke's on. And I said, no one's forgotten you. I said, Merry Christmas and I'll see you tomorrow. So he answers back. Check this crap out. This is him being a child and trying to ruin Christmas. I'm not letting him, but this is petty. This is the kind of crap he does. Would have been nice to at least got a phone call from anyone. Bad enough to sit here all day with no visitors, but it's okay. I understand why. Turning phone off. So you're pissed at us because nobody called you, yet you're the one that chose not to be here today. And furthermore, if one of us would have called you, most likely it would have been me, and all you would have done the majority of the time on the phone is bitch and whine and cry about there's too many people talking, everybody's talking over me, I can't hear nothing, so you would have bitched about that too. So fuck him. I'm sorry, it's Christmas, I'm not letting him ruin it, and I'll be damned if I'm going up to see his ass tomorrow if he wants to fucking be a child and be like that. Forget it. I ain't doing it. So he can wait, and I'll just take his shit up to him when I fucking feel like it. He'll be lucky if he gets it in a month or two. Maybe I'll wait until his fucking birthday, take it up, put it on his steps, turn around, walk back into my car, and drive away. I won't even engage him or say hi or nothing. Because that's the kind of fucking petty shit he does. So it's like, okay, Carl, that's fine. So I'll go over to Mom's tomorrow to visit her maybe, and hang out and stuff. And I'm going to tell her I'm not going up there. I'm not doing it. I'll put his shit in the car and I'll take it to him whenever. Or, maybe just fucking forget about it and stick it down in the damn basement if he wants to be that way. Because when he called Mom's today, Maya was talking to Maria on her phone. I was doing the first of the 3 live streams here for Christmas. And I was talking to you, Brooke, I believe. So there was 3 different conversations going on. Carl would have just complained endlessly about, too many people talking. People are talking over him. Nobody can hear what he's saying. Blah, 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 blah. More of his little whiny crybaby ass shit. So it's like, okay, fine. That's it. I'm done. But because it did shut itself off, I decided to get on here and do some kind of a, like I said, I don't know how long I'll be on, but, you were on for the majority of it and, got to see everybody open their presents and stuff and everybody loved what they got. And I'm glad the shirt fit, pops, because usually trying to find a, a shirt that fits him, like it'll fit him one way, but it won't fit him another way. It's got pockets in the front. It's got a hood. And sadly, it doesn't have a lining because I wasn't sure if it did or not. couldn't remember. But Chris, his fits his, and the sleeves are actually a little bit long on him. Usually it's the opposite. Like he can stretch his hands out and then they'll be a little bit too short. But this time it actually fits. She's not on. Nobody's on, but and it might be too late in the day. She might not be able to get back on because it's like 6, 7, 8, 9. It's like 10 o'clock there now. So, but all in all, it was a good Christmas. And man, does this water look cloudy. Geez, you can barely see the fishes. I fed them as soon as we got home, even though it's really early. I usually don't feed them until around 6. But, I just went ahead and fed them. And, just for anybody that maybe would want to see, there's the little Christmas tree. See it? That's the little tabletop Christmas tree we got. Because right now with the cats and everything and the limited space, it's too hard to even consider having like a live tree. It would just be too hard. I finally took my Santa hat off though, because I'm sweating, because I've been wearing it all day. And, I'm roasting, but I'm also still wearing my pretty dress. And as soon as I take this blanket off of me, Kalika's going to want on my lap. And then I don't want to take the chance of her snagging the hell out of my dress. I'm sorry you didn't get to see Mom and hers because it looked adorable on her. But she wasn't understanding what I was saying, I don't think. Because I told her, I said, Mom, the peach top that you're wearing right now, if she would have taken that off and just had her bra on, I bet you that dress would have fit her just fine. But the reason why it didn't is because she insisted on leaving that peach top on underneath the dress, which makes no sense at all. So, if I go over there tomorrow, I'm going to see if I can't talk her into it's like, Mom, just if you want to wear pants under it, that's fine. I understand. But only have on your bra. Don't have a top on. You don't need it. You are well covered. Nothing is showing. That's part of the reason why I picked these particular dresses. Because it's non-revealing. It doesn't show cleavage or any stuff like that. And they're still cute dresses.
Nobody wants to see that anyway from Mom.
Exactly. So, but I just feel like she didn't fully understand what I was saying. It's like, Mom, if you would just take that, if you would have taken it, because Alicia zipped it up and everything for her right there in the front room. And I wish she would have, I should have picked up the camera on the video here on the live, and I should have spun it around so you could have seen her in it. Because she turned around and had Alicia take it right back off again because it was too tight. Well, yeah, because she was wearing a top under it and wasn't supposed to be. It's like, I'm trying to tell you, Mom, the reason why it's probably not fitting. If you would just listen to me. And it's like she didn't hear what I was saying.
I'm surprised she didn't complain about the candy jams. Because they weren't made to wait. She would make them.
Yeah.
Didn't have pineapple or marshmallows. I didn't use brown sugar because it didn't have any over there. But honey works as a good substitute for it.
Yeah.
Still gives them a really good flavor.
Yep.
So I was surprised when she actually asked for more
Hey, boo.
instead of complaining that they didn't have marshmallows.
Yeah, and pointing out all the things that was wrong with them. Even though there wasn't anything wrong with them.
Alicia and Jim like them too. They went back for seconds on them.
Yep.
We didn't get much seconds on it. Well, yeah, I did. Never mind. I forgot I did have seconds on it too. Actually, no, I didn't because I got mashed potatoes the second time.
I know this is unattractive and not a typical thing you do during a live stream, but I got to clean this crud off my teeth from all the eating. because that's like, and this is why I won't eat heavily sugar-fied, overly sugared, like even hot chocolate. When I do my Cafe Diablo, which is hot chocolate and coffee mixed, it's because I can't stand the taste of the stuff sitting on my teeth, or not the taste, the feel of, because when it's hot chocolate and it's like it sticks to your teeth, and it just bugs me to death. So, trying to get it cleaned off of here. And then I get behind the teeth too.
Good time.
So like I said, sorry for the indelicateness of doing that, but I can't stand the feel of having that stuff on my teeth. And I really don't feel like going in there and brushing my teeth right now, because I'm still going to be drinking pop, so it's like it would be detrimental to do so. So anyway, I will try to keep this as positive as I can. I need to redo my lipstick though. There, so people aren't just talking to the top of my head. Okay. This apparently is some pumpkin bread that originally was given to Mom, and she wanted me to have it. I'm like, okay. But I do like this this lip gloss. Seems to stay on. And a bright red lipstick would be another one that would be good to wear. Especially with the dress. So, yeah, this is, I guess, a kitty cat, but kind of looks like a skunk. Little kitty cat. But see, because of the black and the white, and the severe white stripe, and then very little black showing, kind of looks like it's a little skunk. these, which are nice. They have furry slippers, you know, inside, and I'm sure they'll fit fine. So I have no idea what I'm going to do with the rest of the day now. Now that we're home and we're just kind of chillaxing. Alicia's on her way back to Dayton. I've already called Mom and, you know, let her know that we got home okay, because she worries about that. You know, it gives her a sense of security when we call and say, yeah, we got here okay. So I, you know, try to indulge her. So, you know, I'll just tell her. Tomorrow when I go over there to now spend the day with her. Alicia, her gifts today, to me, her greatest gift that she gave all of us was just, you know, her being there. And, you know, because we don't get to see her a lot. And she does, I think for the most part, she does try to stay as long as she can. But, you know, having an hour drive back home, I can understand where, because she was getting tired and falling asleep, you know, there on Mom's couch. So she's like, if I'm getting that sleepy, I better go. And it's like, okay, sweetie, you know, we're not going to tie you to a chair and say, no, you've got to spend some more time with us. And she, to make up for the fact that she wasn't able to bring anything, she brought the food stuff. She brought a loaf of bread that was dyed green and red for the holidays. She brought cookies. She brought cake. So she brought lots of sweets, you know, which is also a gift because, you know, it's stuff from her bakery, you know. And I filled up like a nice little baggie of one of pretty much each kind of cookie that was left. Set it on top of the styrofoam 3-compartment thing that I put a meal together for Carl in, that I'm not taking now because I'm not going tomorrow, and I'm gonna tell Mom why, and she'll understand, because I'm not gonna play his game. For him to be that petty and childish about stuff is just ridiculous. So I'm just going to leave it alone. Let things cool down for a while. And I don't know when I'm going to talk to him again because, you know, I got better things to do with my time than to waste it on him if he's going to, you know, keep acting like this and trying to ruin it for everybody else just because he was too fucking lazy or too fucking paranoid to drive his own car down here today. So he could have been down here with everybody. But now it's our fault? No. No, it's not. We're the bad guys. Boo-hoo-hoo. I'm going to go cry now. It's ridiculous. I was up pretty early this morning, even though it was pretty much a normal time for me. Got up at 9. I think I said that on the first of the 3 live streams. So I didn't do any of the cards. I didn't do the spell of the day. I didn't do the goddess of the day. So I'm going to do them now because I'm really trying to forget about Carl's childish, immature crap and turn in the energy back into something positive. So all the stuff I didn't do this morning, I'm going to do now. I offered to let Alicia pick some of the resin pieces out of my trunk, but she didn't want to do that, so I just left it alone. I didn't bring it up anymore because that stuff's still in there in the trunk from the freaking yard sale from last year. What is my affirmation for today? Connection. Well, isn't that funny and ironic? Yeah, we had a lot of good connection there today, except for the live going stupid 3 different times like it likes to do. I'm connected to the multitudes, and I can access their support at any time. Even a stranger offers a sense of comfort when they smile at me or make a dumb comment about the weather. Everyone is waiting to connect. All I need to do is open myself up and pay attention. Note to self. Work on witty banter about weather-related stuff. So that's funny. That's cute. So I'm trying to turn the positives around and not mention any more about whiny crybaby ass. Because this is still Christmas, so. And if nobody's going to pop on, then I'm not going to bother doing any cards for anybody else. Which I understand. Don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining. There's a lot of people out there that want to do stuff with their families, and I understand that. What message does the Green Oracle have for me today? Planting a tree. That's a cute one. Always wanted to plant a tree. Haven't yet. Maybe I'll finally get to do something like that if we finally get moved to a house. And that's card number 10. Hope and thinking of the future. An elder man plants a small tree. It may be easy to think about the future when at the beginning of a journey. Such view is often called expectations and planning. But what if you think about the future when closer to the end of a journey? It's more often called hope. There is never a bad moment to live with hope. And hope is not necessarily about oneself and one's own ego. Hope is something that connects us to something greater. Divination. Do not think about the end. Trust the future. Leave gifts for others. Make sure to initiate change. And this is what the card looks like. So on the brighter side of things, I hope everybody had a good Christmas today. Did something special, to commemorate the occasion. Let's see what goddess is with us today and what spell is the spell of the day. Christmas candle spell. For good luck to smile upon you throughout the coming year, light a Yule candle. A large mold candle decked with evergreens on Christmas or Christmas Eve. Recite the following incantation. Candle of Yule with flame bright, you shall burn through this night. Bring us fortune and luck fair all through the coming year. So mote it be. Allow the Yule candle to burn undisturbed until sunrise of December 26th. A safe place to keep a burning Yule candle overnight is either in the bathtub or kitchen sink. When time comes to put out the candle, extinguish the flame with a candle snuffer or by pinching it out between your moistened fingertips. Blowing it out, according to tradition, will cause all of your good luck to be scattered to the wind. Usually when I blow out the candle, I always say, forgive me, fire, I mean no insult, because I'm not trying to be insulting. So I guess I'll have to do the pinch the candle out with my fingertips or something. And the goddess of the day is Hertha. Never heard of her. Rebirth, kinship, health, longevity, tradition. Dormant trees and snow are her symbols. About Hertha. In ancient times, on this day, people venerated Hertha, the Teutonic goddess of fertility, domesticated animals, magic, and nature. In Germanic tradition, Hertha descended through the smoke of any fire today and brought gifts, much like an early Santa Claus figure, giving her solar associations too. Her connection to nature has survived in the name of our planet Earth. To do today, Yule takes its designation from a Gaelic word meaning wheel, representing the turning of time's wheel back toward the sun. In early times, this festival included parties for various sun gods and goddesses. It eventually was translated into the celebration of Christ's birth, which Chris seems to think there's a great possibility he was actually born in October. Any light source or burning incense can symbolize Hertha's presence today. Besides this, look to the world's traditions for magical ways of making your celebration special. For example, Swedes eat a rice pudding with one lucky almond. Whoever gets the nut receives good fortune. Russians toss grain into people's homes for providence as they carol. Armenians make a wish on the Yule log when it's ignited and sometimes make divinations by the cinder patterns made afterward. Bohemians cut apples in half. If there's a perfect star in the center and it has plump seeds, it portends joy and good health. Finally, kiss someone under the mistletoe for a long, happy relationship. So all good things for today. And I mean, I could read from the magical cat, but I don't really feel like it. I read from the main ones. And I did the main two, decks that I try to do every time I'm on here. So for now, I'm going to take this blanket and just put it next to me. But I know my cat, as soon as I get comfortable sitting this way, then she'll suddenly decide she wants to be on my lap. Okay. In the spirit of Christmas, and because I'm wearing red already. Ow! Take off my boots and put on my furry slipper things that Jen got me. Which fit fine. And get this. And I still got all my Christmas socks too. And this is all the more I'll say about it. And then I really will try to shift to something more positive. But Carl, every time I go up there to visit him, I usually stay for several hours. And by the time I finally get home, it's well after dark. I don't like driving in the dark. I'm not afraid of driving in the dark. What scares me is the other people around you when they're not they're not paying attention. I was going to say not behaving, but they're not paying attention. They're not paying proper attention behind the wheel. And you're on a 2-lane road. It's pitch black out. You have glaring headlights coming towards you. You know, that right there is the scary part, really. Other than that, it wouldn't bother me to drive at night at all. Also, there is night blindness in our family. But I make the sacrifice every time I go up there just so I can stay up there with him as long as possible, knowing full well that by the time I get ready to drive home, I'm going to be tired myself, but I always make it. I always, before I head up there, I would stop at Mom's and I would get his mail for him, take that up to him. He's worried about me bringing bugs into his house, whether it be roaches or bed bugs. And according to Mom, he claims that he's found a few. I don't know if he's found a few of each or what, but I spray my shit down before I even get in the car. I spray my coat down, usually the inside of it. I don't see the reason for spraying the outside of it because I'm going to be in the car and, sometimes I will spray the outside of my coat. I try to spray down everything I'm wearing before I even put it on. So if there's any on me, especially bed bugs, they're gonna jump off, they're gonna crawl away or whatever. And I'm not taking them with me. But according to Mom, Carl, once wanted his stuff to be kept there at her house because he's so paranoid that I'm gonna bring bugs up there and bring them into his trailer. So that doesn't exactly make me ever want to go up there again because it's like, well, you seem to be so paranoid and worried about me bringing bugs up there. So why should I bother coming up at all? Because that's hurtful and it's an insult to me because you think I would do that when I have told you countless times, Carl, that I take every precaution that I can of spraying myself down, spraying down everything I'm putting on before I even step one foot in your fucking house. And you're worried I'm going to bring bugs in there. And because you found some, okay, that's automatically my fault. Like there's no other possible way they could have gotten in there. Okay, well, since that's such a problem, then I just won't waste my time and my gas to come up there and see you anymore at all. And, maybe you should just lose my number because, I'm tired of it. I have tried to be there for you. I have tried to have your back when nobody else did. I have made countless trips up there when I really didn't necessarily feel like going. But yeah, once I get up there, I'm usually pretty relaxed, and sometimes, I would go up there with the spirit of helping him. And then other times I would just go up there to kind of hang out, and socialize and this and that. I took my coat off the last time I was there, which was the 22nd. And laid it down like right behind me. And he still had his bedding and I think his coat or something laying there on the bed, which is the only place for anybody to sit because he won't get any furniture in there. He insists on sleeping on a bed in the living room in front of the TV. The bed takes up just enough room that you have, like I said, maybe about that big of a space to squeeze through to get back into any of the other parts of the house. So he gets this look on his face, like you might as well say moderate disgust. Could you move your coat down on that end of the bed? Like he's so sure that there's bed bugs on my coat. It's like, you know what, Carl, how about from now on, I'll just leave my coat in the car and I'll freeze to walk up to your place and I'll let you spray me down with fucking rubbing alcohol. Will that make you happy? Will that give you enough confidence that, I'm not bringing fucking bugs into your trailer? Because if that's your fucking attitude and if you're so fucking paranoid, that's what I'm going to do, then that doesn't really say a lot for me now, does it? That don't exactly make me feel welcome. So, you know what? I'm just, why bother go anymore? I'm just not going to go. I'm just not going to come up anymore. You can just be there alone. I don't fucking care. I'm done. These will probably fit better when I don't have socks on, because I do have my Christmas socks on underneath. So that's probably why these are fitting a little more snug than they normally would. And because it's Christmas, even though it's a Monday, I doubt very seriously we got any mail. Because, let's face it, the mailman or postal carriers, they want to spend time with their families too. So, you can't really expect them to be, delivering mail on Christmas Day. So, anyway, enough about the negative. I've been on here a little over 30 minutes. 34 minutes, some odd seconds or whatever. But on the more positive side, everybody liked what they got. And I know I've already said that, but everybody had a good time. And, Alicia showed up. She loved everything she got. And I'm glad because she felt really bad, and she had no reason to. But we understand, where she's coming from, and we understand why it bothers her because of how I was feeling before I finally was able to find a couple of simple little gifts for her that I got from the dollar section in the Target. She actually looked at me and said, I'm dead ass broke. I'm sorry I didn't get anything for anybody, but I brought lots of sweets from the bakery. And it's like, sweetie, I said, it's okay. I said, you gave us the best gift of all. You're here with us, and that's all the gift that we need. And, I had a couple of the cookies that she brought, had a piece of the cake. And it was really sweet. It was really sweet of her to, she did bring something for everybody. She brought edibles. That's all. Her gift was edibles. There's nothing wrong with that. Any other additional Christmas or anything like that I'm going to be doing, or now that Christmas is over, anything I'm going to be getting for her from here on is going to be birthday stuff because her birthday and mine's coming up in January. So, I've got some ideas of some things that I'll get her, like, I don't know, I better not say because I don't know if she sees any of these live streams or not, but she may be one of my followers and I just don't know it. I don't know. I mean, I hope she is. That would be awesome. But, at least I sent her home with a gift for Tasha, and I hope Tasha likes it. And, Alicia loved her gift. I said, this is the only one that I've made like this, and it has flowers, mica powder, and crystals in it. And, it was just so pretty. I thought it turned out so pretty. And there's no way I can duplicate exactly that same one again because, I might be able to, but point being, I gave her the first one because it meant something to me. Because when I did that series of daggers, and these are just show daggers, they're more decorative daggers than they are actual athames or something that you could use for ritual purposes. Now, you still could use them for ritual, but they're resin. So, I guess it's all in the power of your belief. If you truly believe that you can use them as athames, then use them as athames. They have real crystals in them. They have real herbs in them. And I just did things a little different. I just sprinkled the mica powder instead of mixing it in with the whole thing. So the first, and so far the only series of these daggers that I've done is I decided to do them clear. So that way you can see everything inside of them. And she seemed to, Alicia said that she would really like the one that I chose for her because something about some kind of thing she's doing now or into or something that having a knife is required. So, but I let Alicia know, I said, now the edges on the back, I said, they might be kind of rough, but if they decide to file them down, that's fine. Because I don't want them getting like scratched or something. They're not that sharp, but they're sharp enough. It might bug one of them. So at least we were thinking of Tasha. And even though she wasn't able to be there, and Alicia said that her and Tasha had to go meet some people somewhere or something. That's all she really said. And because I even joked with her, and before Carl threw his fit, I said, you know what I'd love to do? And I said, I would love it for you and me to drive up to Carl's place, knock on the door, and say, yeah, you were forgotten. That's why I'm at your door. And by the way, I brought your niece. Merry Christmas. you know, because he's been wanting Alicia to come up and see his place. And he's also been wanting me to bring Mom up there, which I know Mom isn't going to want to go up there because of the steps that she would have to go up to get into the trailer. And all she's going to do is complain because as soon as you walk in the trailer, all you see is boxes everywhere, because he's never going to take the time to, you know, clean any of the boxes out, set any of the stuff up. He's got like all these really, you know, pretty Christmas houses, Christmas little ceramic Christmas villages, different shapes and sizes and stuff. He won't display on any of them. I helped him get this nice trunk even so he could have somewhere to store them. And he said that he was thinking about setting some of them up on top of it, the trunk. He got the trunk for like $6 and something. And I could definitely use something like that here in the apartment, because I could put some of my craft stuff in it to get it out of the way. And he'll never do anything with it. That trunk will probably be sitting exactly where he put it when we got it in the house, and it'll just stay there, up on end like this, so he can't display anything on it even if he wanted. And after everything I went through and all the nice stuff I got him, he's got to pull this. But you know, I still have 3 of the daggers left. And I, you know, if I can, I prefer to hand out, you know, handmade gifts anyway. Because to me, it's more meaningful when it's a handmade gift, because you took the time to make it. But because I'm busy doing my diamond paintings and everything still, and I've got far too many of them that are incomplete that I still need to finish. And I mean, I even stopped working on my Christmas one. I gave up that I was going to get it done by Christmas. And well, here we are, you know, it's Christmas. But at least I got one of them done. I got my little wreath, you know, my little wreath with my snowman and my cardinal on it. And I got that hanging up on the door out in the hallway, the main door that we come in and out of. And I didn't feel like dragging my tote down because of everything I would have had to drag down to get to it and somehow not injure myself in the process. So I decided, nah, one of them will just have to do this year. And, you know, it's not like there's going to be a shit ton of people at our door anyway. And, well, I was right. You know, the only one that really comes to our door for anything is Maria. And then sometimes, very rarely, but sometimes, like if Robert needs something or needs help with something that is in Chris's field of expertise, like something technological, something with his phone or something like that, then Robert will knock on our door. And then sometimes, equally on rare occasion, if Daryl needs help with something, he will knock on the door. And also Christy, if she's not, you know, doing yet another double shift, which, you know, the poor dear, she's exhausting herself. And when she comes home, she's always so tired. It's like, I'm sure she probably has no energy to do anything. So I try not to bother her. You know, I try not to knock on her door much or anything, because I don't want to wake her up if she's either one, not there because she's doing yet another double shift, or two, it may be a day off and she just wants to just sit at her place and just rest, not do anything. Watch some show on TV that she likes, or watch one of her movies, or, you know, work on one of her diamond paintings or something. I would like to do some more of my resin pieces, but I just don't see the point when I have nowhere to store them. So I just don't know when I'm going to, and I don't even know how long it's going to be, you know, before I feel like getting back into getting my diamond paintings done that need to be done. I would have liked to have had the purple and blue butterfly done, so I could have given that to Alicia for Christmas today, because that could have been for her and Natasha, because Natasha likes the color blue and Alicia likes the color purple. So I figure, you know, it was a nice night, would have been a nice gift to give them both, because it has both of their colors in it. But, just time catches up on you. It happens so quick. It's Christmas today, and then it's like you blink your eyes and it's New Year's Eve, and then another year is just gone. And how quick is 2024 going to fly by? So now, when all is said and done, it's just the end of another day. Even though it was a special day, it's a holiday, it's Christmas, and good times, some more happy memories to think back on. During times when you're feeling down or you're having a bad day. Just pop on and watch one of my lives, and have a few giggles and laughs, because I do, for the most part, I try to keep them positive. But during times like today, when I speak about negative stuff, I will go on about it for a bit, and then I try to turn it into something positive. So I apologize, Brooklyn. I don't know when the live stream stopped over there at Mom's, but at least hopefully you were there to help, hand out presents to everybody. You got to pick who got their presents, and I just figured that was a nice way to include you, in the festivities. And I'm sure you enjoyed that. And, maybe it's a new tradition, that we can start until that day or that Christmas, when maybe we can finally be face to face and be able to spend Christmas together. But sadly, that's going to involve a whole new different set of circumstances. So, and I say sadly because Michael's going to be there, and I don't want to cause any further conflict with him. I don't want to have any further conflict with him. He's turned on me. He's turned against me and Chris both. So I just have to let it go. I just have to let him go and let him be the whatever type of man I guess he chooses to be, and just move on with my own life, and hope that my children choose a good path for themselves, and they stay on that path, and they do a lot of good, in their own way, and they help a lot of people that need it. Because being in a place like Marion Correctional, as long as some of them have been in there, I can see where that changes you. It hardens your heart, and it can make you shut off your feelings altogether, because feelings become your deathbed in a way, because they make you vulnerable, and people take advantage of that, especially if they can tell that you're vulnerable, that so it's not a happy situation. I hope my son Rupert's okay. I wish that he would reach out to me and say that he'd like to come and visit, but I still haven't made it on Facebook to even check to see if he has reached out and even tried to talk to me, or is he pissed at me too? And I hope David's here, and I hope he was here for the Christmas thing, and so he could be around everybody. And even though I didn't exactly strike up a conversation with him, he should understand why I didn't. Doesn't mean that I'm disacknowledging that he's there. But Mom and Jim, they don't like me talking witchy stuff. They get uncomfortable with it, and I'm surprised Jim didn't have some smug comment about when I was talking to my friend Char. And how I was saying earlier, on one of the lives that, magic can only go so far. It can influence things to a point. It can influence things in a certain manner, but it can't be foolproof. You can't just, I call it, wave your proverbial magic wand and just make shit go away, or just make it happen the blink of an eye, snap your fingers and it's done. And because it is affecting other people and you don't know who it might affect and in what way, you have to really think the spell through before you activate it. So that's what I did. I simply kept it as fair as I thought it could by, saying what I did earlier, that if this girl is a deceiver and she is not good for Char's son, that should be up to Char's son to decide or not decide. If he wants to stay with her, there's really nothing his mother can do. It's his life. It's his choice. Just because she's unhappy in her own life, and I love her dearly. But her and her husband, he doesn't exactly treat her well either. And the way Char makes it sound, he has a bad habit of cheating on her. But she still puts up with it. She still lets him. She continues staying with him. So that's on her. But the next time she asks me for a spell or something of that nature, that's when I'm just going to have to tell her, look, you can't keep turning to magic for everything, Char. It's not the way this works. Okay? If your son is intelligent and you have faith that he is, he will see through that girl and he will see her for the piece of, crap that she is, the deceiver that she is, the slut bitch hoe that she is, and that he's better off without her. But still, ultimately, no matter how much magic you cast to influence the situation, it's his choice, his decision, not yours. You might be his mother, but you can't rule and run his life because you don't have one of your own, because your husband treats you like crap and cheats on you and this and that, but you won't get away from him. You try to stay with him for whatever reason. You try to stay with him for the sake of the kids. So now you're going after the kids and you're wanting them to break up with somebody because you think that person's no good for them. That's not for you to decide. You have to let them decide for themselves. Otherwise, they're never going to learn a damn thing now, are they? They're never going to learn, because if they just go by everything you say, then they're not living. So stop it. Stop asking me for magic, please. Stop asking me for spells, because magic is not, it's not an all fixer like you seem to think it is. And if there is a way to abuse magic, that's it. Oh, I don't like this girl that my boy's with. Can you do a spell to get rid of her? Sure. And then, so in a way, I let her hear what she wants to hear. But at the same time, I know what I'm doing. I know the way to do it. So I do it, and then I let magic do what it will. And that's about as far as I can go with it. So, and all I can advise to anyone that sees this, if you're gonna cast magic and you're gonna cast spells, you need to know what you're doing. And if you're not practiced enough, you need to find somebody that is, and you need to listen when they tell you sometimes things that you don't want to hear. Like I just did. Like, stop expecting magic to fix everything. Stop expecting magic to fix every problem or everything that goes on in your life that you don't like, that you want to change. Well, if you want things to change, start by changing yourself. Start by changing the way you think about things, the way you choose things, the way you decide things are going to go for you. Not somebody else, not your kids, not your neighbor down the street. You. Get yourself right. Get yourself sorted. Get yourself mastered. Or find somebody else to do it for you as far as like magic and spells. But keep in mind that once the magic is cast, what if there's an unforeseen consequence that you may suffer because you asked somebody to cast it? even though it's not directly on you, it is still connected to you because it's your son. And see, you don't think about that. And then that's when the consequences can have a heavy toll. And I don't want you getting mad at me later and saying, well, he's still with that girl. Well, I don't know what to tell you, Char, because magic can't fix everything. And that's what you seem to expect it to do, and it just doesn't. That's not the way it works, because if it was that easy, everybody would do it. There's going to be consequences. So think before you cast. If you're just fairly new into the craft and you're getting ready to cast a spell to say get revenge on somebody, you better think twice, because there's going to be backlash. And when the backlash hits you, you can't blame it on the spell, because you're the one that cast it. And you didn't think about the consequences before you cast it. A better way to handle something like that is, you know what? I could cast a spell for this, but I'm not going to, because I'm smarter than that. I'm the better person. That person will get theirs. They will get what they deserve. If they're doing something wrong, something will happen to them. They'll get what they deserve. I'm not going to waste magic casting a spell on them to seek vengeance, because I'm not going to pay the consequence of doing such an action. So think before you cast. And I most definitely speak from experience when I say that. So, and I've paid a hefty price more than once when I've cast some spells that back in my younger days, when I was coming into my power as a witch and I was learning how to cast spells and do magic and everything, which I learned all of it just by reading books. I'm a natural witch. I didn't really need the books. I used them as guidelines, came up with my own magic, my own form of magic, my own fling, my own way of doing things. And all I can say is when I do a spell, it works. But I'm also skilled enough that I know how to word it so that there's the least amount of consequences, because there's no way to tell how many people that spell could possibly affect that you don't even think about. So, all that being said, I've been on here about 57 minutes and some odd seconds or whatever. I think I'm just going to kill this, call it a day. Happy Christmas, Merry Christmas. Hope everybody had a good one. And blessed be, stay wild, Moonchild. See you next time.